If you're going through Draymond Green kicking people in the nuts, withdrawals, wait, you're going through it?
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
It's been.
Who wants to see Draymond kick people in the nuts again? Well, I'm sure everyone in the booth.
Corey, Bart, Dan?
Yep, everyone
Yep.
does. But I'm sure Steven Adams doesn't want it. Because he's just like on the receiving end. My Kiwis, man. All right, but there's a new game that's came out. And it makes you the master of your own destiny if you want to go forward and kick people in the nuts. This game, inspired by Draymond Green's groin kicking, as we know, it's called Draymond Green's Shut Up and Slam Jam Karate Basketball. It was
a good name.
Created by C-Dads for Ludum Dale 37 late last year and was released online this week. Let's have a peek.
Ready for the tip. I've been told we're about to witness the first historic incarnation of karate basketball. It's good. From downtown. With the J.
That was too easy. You gotta get out to that.
Bodies are flying.
That's just old school basketball.
He drills it. With the J. Wild shot. Behind the arc. Turnover. Wild shot. Got it. So far, how do you like the balance of the karate versus the basketball?
If you go back,
I think they got like 3 different buttons. To me, that's a lot like, you ever play NHL 3-on-3 Arcade?
Yeah, I remember it. Very much similar.
Solid game.
So I'm interested.
I've broken TVs over that game.
I'm interested as to the logistics of the game. Are you kind of like
stand up? I'll show you how it works.
Are you kind of like All right. Well, are you kind of like? I almost feel like one of the players is just simply like the blocker. You don't get to score. You're just trying to clear the path
by kicking people in
the nuts to let your teammate in this situation, the blue team, go forward and score.
Do you think you would be on King Cobras or the Cobra Kings?
Whatever team's doing the kicking. Because I love how if you kick them hard enough, they just keel over on the ground, and we all know how that feels.
What was the excuse, Dan? What was it for when he kicks people in the nuts and he kicks his? What do you call it? It's like an actual class
reflex?
you can take in school. We call it a reflex. Kinesiology. He referred to it as kinesiology. You need to understand kinesiology for what he was doing.
Interesting.
By the way, in Draymond Green news, he did have a moment against the Clippers on Thursday. Clippers look fantastic.
Yeah, they look great.
Dan our EP emailed me and texted me saying he's like, this is just he couldn't handle it. I feel bad.
It's almost like
I'm a Knicks fan and I feel bad.
His interpretive simple. The Clippers can be summed up by the one LA phrase: "I can't even."
I just can't even.
Well,
but Dan's also been a Clipper fan for he's the
only
only
like
actual Clipper
1905.
fan since 1905. He's not
His
Ben.
seat sort of not that
He's not Ben. He didn't root for a team when they were a different name.
Not that he's old, but I feel like it's been a generational passed on thing where like, especially when we know the seats, unbelievable seats, and he was like given to him because he's been there since the days where people never, they had to try and pay people to come into the stadium.
He knows it.
Please come in.
They were like, please, look, Corey Maggetti's all we got. We'll give you courtside. We're going to have to do it. But what happened in that game is he had a moment. He had a moment where his leg goes up in the air, and like now I can't defend it I can't believe I defended it for 17 times, but it was the 18th time that made me say, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Lucky number 18.
I love watching Draymond Green play. I love his passion. And one of the things that, again, here's another scorching hot take for you. He said to Paul Pierce, what do you think you're Kobe Bryant? You're going to chase that farewell tour. And then Paul Pierce went on Twitter afterwards because real men, really take all their beefs out on Twitter, like Shaq and JaVale McGee. But so Paul Pierce goes, like that 3-1 ring. Okay, let's get a couple things straight, Paul Pierce. You have 1 ring, Draymond's got 1 ring, okay? Paul Pierce is not Kobe Bryant. I love Paul Pierce. He's a legend in every right of the game. I think his trash talking is one of the greatest we've ever seen. I think that Celtics team that was put together, he was there for the bad times, he was there for the good. By all means, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Now that that's all out of the way, if you think that Paul Pierce didn't say anything nearly as bad to people like Michael Jordan when they were going around with the Washington Wizards, you're out of your fucking mind. What Draymond Green said to Paul Pierce was to get under his skin a little bit. It's during the game. I really don't think that Draymond Green doesn't like Paul Pierce. And I bet you that if he ever had anything to say about him off the court, it wouldn't be you trying to chase that farewell tour.
Yeah.
So let the trash talk be trash talk on the court. It's what you expect. It's part of what makes the game great, guys. You disrespected Paul Pierce. He's right. He's not Kobe Bryant.
He's just telling the truth. But by the way,
the truth.
But was one thing I did want to say is that how much do you think it's playing on the opposition's mind that you might get kicked in the nuts at some point? Like if I was to play against some guy who was constantly like broadcasted as the guy that's going to kick you in the nuts, and then he was going up for a layup, do you think they might just be like,
dude, he's got to be careful because if he accidentally kicks someone in the nuts again, he's going to get knocked out.
Yeah,
somebody's going to maybe not throw a punch at him. I don't know if you can do that in the NBA anymore without the collective world freaking out.
Well, if one of the girlfriends is ovulating or something like that and he just kicks him in the nuts, that's putting the meat and two veg in jeopardy. And that's putting the woman's risk of conception in jeopardy. You watch Jeopardy?
I love Jeopardy. Alex Trebek.
Did
anybody see the panda?
Oh my God, you're so in sync.
Panda.
It's like when I had to read rap lines. It's like, started from the bottom, now we're here. And started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
First of all, I've always said it, the hardest job in TV, Alex Trebek. Jeopardy. Second of all, Scott Van Pelt's impression of Designer has never been outdone, even by Designer himself. We can throw that in post.
Oh no, you just gave me an alley-oop for something else.
Can you do a Designer? Does anybody do a Designer? Like actually, anyone want to try?
I won't, but I'll direct people to go and watch another video. He went on the 97.3 where they do the freestyle.
Oh yeah.
It was so bad.
Designer?
It was like it was.
Look,
he repeated the same line for a minute.
My old roommate used to call it helmet rap. I'm not even kidding.
No, but there's so many people that like when you listen to Shia LaBeouf, like he was amazing, and then you listen to this one kid doing the freestyle.
Amazing.
He was pretty amazing doing it for not being a rapper. Anyway. And then you listen to someone like Kendrick did it. It was phenomenal.
Well, that's
you listen
not
to some
fair.
people.
You're like, yeah. I mean, like Kendrick, Drake. Obviously, you ever hear Lil Dicky do freestyle Drake?
No, he was amazing as well, Lil Dicky. But I'm just saying, I'm a big fan of Designer. But my God, man, I wasn't blown away.
I think he's
Pandering.
hilarious. I'm obsessed with the guy because I just he's just doing some crazy ass shit.
I think he's great. But I was just saying that kind of made me laugh a little bit. It was getting shared around.
Ja'Cory, one Designer impression? No.
Yes.
There you go.
No, fuck you, nigga. I get money on
Cheeky donkey, cheeky donkey.
Take us home.